Hi, welcome to this video day, which is on the 4th of March, it's Sunday. Going to be looking at three high oil trade setups. In our view, they're going to be USDCAD, USDMXN and crude oil, going to the charts at the moment. Now, in terms of regular viewers will know, since the start of the year, we've been very bullish of the yen. Yen's moved very nicely to the upside, and we've got recently very bullish of the USD. And we think the USD now is going to confirm a big break to the upside. Now, it's done well on certain pairs or in certain pairs, but not so much in others, okay? USD CAD is one where it has done well. We've done previous videos on this. Last entry, 125.25. We're just sitting below the 129 level, so around 360 pips profit. But that's a decent profit, but I expect far more to come. If we break out to the upside, I see 600 pips more in profit potential longer term. So it's a pair we really like. Obviously, we'd go into the chart in a minute. But USDMXN, this one is really just going sideways at the moment. We're in a period of consolidation. But I can see, in my view, a high odds breakout. If the dollar can break out to the upside, it's got fantastic upside potential. Now, I know a lot of traders probably don't watch the USDMXN. It's a minor pair. Strongly recommend you do, because it's when it gets moving, really fast moving and volatile, which is exactly what we want as Forex traders. And you only need a small position. I think it looks a really good trade. We'll come to that one. Also, crude oil, we've done some videos on this recently. We thought it'd break down from 66. It did, but it's bounced back now. The bounce, in our view, is just a fantastic selling opportunity. We think crude is going to have a really big break to the downside. Now, in terms of the charts, we'll just be going to them in a moment for new viewers. We are going to be using COT Net Traders positions to back up our view of the technicals. If you don't know what they are, simply click on the link beneath this video. Also, in terms of the COT, just want to watch the video through right now. Just keep in mind, we want to trade with smart money commercial hedgers when their positions diverge away from speculators. Right, we're going to do the charts in this order: USD CAD, then crude oil, then USD MXN. Keep in mind, this is my view as of right now. It obviously changes in line with the market conditions. If you want to check our daily technical analysis of 12 major pairs, you can get live access on the link beneath this video. Also, all our trading techniques and COT analysis. Right, let's go to the first chart. It's going to be USD CAD. I'm going to very quickly look at the weekly chart before we draw our levels on the daily.
We're on USD CAD weekly chart just very quickly before we go to the daily. Just want to see the big picture. Weekly chart, always good to back up the daily because you can see the really big levels. Now, nice blue candle this week, and you'll notice here's the 20-week moving average. It's been decisively taken out. Okay, so if I draw a trajectory line, I personally now do not see 126 giving way. If it does, then I would reevaluate my USD CAD bullish view. But what's interesting about the weekly chart is it looks like we are possibly on the verge of a breakout. When I do the daily chart, I'm going to do how I play it on a breakout and on a dip lower. Okay, but where could we go? Well, if we look at this decline here, that's all to do with just general dollar selling for, it became very bearish extreme. The fundamentals, I'll go through them in a moment, have shifted decisively in our view in the dollar's favour. So we see 132 as the first target, okay? And we could go up to chart highs, but I've got 135, okay? So, from our initial entry at 24.25, we're up near 129. That's a good profit. But when big trends get in motion, and I think this is going to become a big trend, there's always an opportunity to get in, even though it's been a decent trade so far. If we break out, we've got near enough 600 pips potential on the upside, and we're seeing some big trends at the moment. And I think USD CAD is getting ready to be a big trend. So let's go to the daily chart and do some levels. Right, we're on the sorry, daily chart of USD-CAD. Just very quickly, just behind the chart, COT net traders show the speculators are bearish, commercials are bullish. I haven't shown divergences visually this week, the same as in the last video we did, really. Not a big extreme between the two groups, but the commercials being bullish, we are as well. Now, in terms of the Bank of Canada, we've got them coming up shortly this week. Bank of Canada is on course to raise interest rates twice more this year as it aims to strike a balance between stronger economy and a number of economic risks, including trade negotiations. A Reuters poll found. I can't remember where I got this quote from, but yeah, Reuters economists think 2 more rate hikes. They don't expect one at the meeting coming up, though, but they're not looking for a really cautious Bank of Canada. I personally don't think there'll be 2 rate hikes at all. I think Bank of Canada will actually have to cut at some point in the price anyway, so I don't see the Bank of Canada really doing much in terms of influencing the chart. Bank of Canada will be very cautious with rate rises, obviously due to the slowing of economic data. You've got GDP miss. Also, trade wars. Mr. Trump is getting ready, I think, and that's obviously going to affect Canada. Obviously, the NAFTA agreement. Yeah, Bank of Canada are very concerned about that. And you've got the potential for more risk off, which we think is coming. That's going to be bearish for the Canadian dollar. And we'll be looking at it in a moment. Crude oil, we think, is going down big time. Okay, that'll also weigh on the Canadian dollar. Now, we did see on the weekly chart, which is the same as on the daily chart. Sorry, let me get my line. We've got some resistance just above the 129 level. High on Friday, 129.18. In terms of buying a breakout, where would you buy it? My own view is I just let it get clear of the round number. I'd buy it at 129.35. Okay, see if it follows through. Yeah, you always get a lot of noise around numbers. Always get it cleared out, so to speak. In terms of, yeah, we saw on the weekly chart 126 level. Yeah, was the line in the sand. I wouldn't have my stop back here. Now, I think, yeah, basically we're not going to get too big a pullback. I would say you got decent support now at 127, where we break up on this nice big blue candle there. So I just really think that level will hold. This 20-day will snake up behind, and yeah, I just think 126.65 at the moment is a good level. Now, what if we don't break higher? I don't see much downside actually. Okay, if we did break that low, Friday's low, where could we go to? There. So I think if we did break nearby support, probably around into the 128, 127.70 level, you could pick her up with a stop back here. Yeah, it is a nice move up. Okay, but I just think it's the start of the trend. And I just think, yeah, if we do, break out, I think we're going to break out eventually. I think, way, way higher prices to come. But, of course, we shall see. But no, that's my view of USD-CAD. Yeah, USD for me is getting bullish. Yeah, on the commodity currencies are showing strength. But on the emerging market currencies, I think it's really going to have a big move. So let's look at one of them, USD MXN, and I'm going to start with the weekly chart first. COT net traders positions just quickly before we go to another chart and draw our levels. Just for new viewers, commercials in red, smart money hedgers, large speculators, big funds in green. This has really interested us since we hit this record net long speculative position, biggest in history, and the commercials have got their biggest short position in history against the specs. You can see prices top out into 66. We thought we'd get a break to the downside. We came in through 64 and a nice move down to first target at 58. Okay, but we did rally back, come down, and we're trying to rally back again. Now, can we get up to 66? Well, I don't think so. Stranger things have happened, but you could see in the positions, okay? The large speculators have stepped up their buying a little bit this week, but it's a bit half-hearted. They're not too far away from the record net long position. The fundamentals are basically turning bearish of crude. I think we could get above 62, but that would fail. I don't see us getting above 64. Like I said, stranger things have happened. But yeah, this big speculative position needs to get shaken out in the market. Every previous historical extreme, and this one is the biggest in history, over $1 billion, sorry, not dollars, $1 billion barrels of crude that specs have got. It's just pure speculation that's gone too far. So I see a really big break to the downside. Now, how would you play this trade? Right, let's go and draw some levels. Just on the chart, daily chart, we'll draw some levels in a moment. Now, just want to very quickly go through these crude oil fundamentals, which I see as bearish. Okay, supply, US non-OPEC members making up OPEC cuts. You can see that happening with US production soaring. You've also got Canada pumping oil. There is no shortage of oil. There's no shortage of supply at all. Also, there's no big increase in demand. Demand is static, okay? It just hasn't really moved for months. You've got refinery maintenance and shutdowns coming. That's going to reduce the demand for crude. We're coming into that season. Inventories are rising. They're coming in above forecast. So, yeah, really the bullish fundamentals are peaked. You've got to keep in mind also that in terms of crude oil, the big buying started at 52. Not all to do with these fundamentals at all. Stock market proxy trade. Big funds, when stock markets are strong, will spill over and buy commodities. Yeah, the idea is basically that it's reflecting optimism about economic growth and so forth. The argument doesn't add up, but that's what they do. You can check the correlation going backwards. A strong stock market doesn't necessarily mean you've got strong economic growth. Also, USD weak. That's another attractive reason, for speculators to buy crude. But yeah, the US dollar's getting a bit stronger now, isn't it? So that fundamental is no longer supporting crude prices. I think the USD is going higher. I said it on numerous occasions. It's mostly speculation in crude. 70% of the volatility, speculators, take them out of this chart, hardly move, okay? Now look at it. We've moved from 52 to 66. 21% increase, if I've done my maths right. Or what? It's really a market that, like all markets, they get driven too far to the upside. Crude, no exception. Now, I personally think crude going to the downside. Let's go to the chart. Noted already, that's where we had, the historical net long extreme from specs, and we came off down towards the 58 level, bounced up to 64. Big bull markets die hard, and I'm sure quite a few people buying the dip. Then we've slipped back again, and now we're just sitting below this 20-day moving average. I just feel, we haven't had many stops hit in terms of the speculators, and I just don't feel they've got enough buying power left to get to 66, 64 possibly, but I doubt it. Got quite a bit of resistance up here, okay? So I think that level should hold. Okay, if she comes up above 62, I'd just sell her back through 62. Okay. Sorry, I can't draw a straight line. There we go. Outside chance we can get to these two bodies. What you want to do is, if she does come up, wait for some weakness. Okay, you can come back through 62. There's plenty of room on the downside. And in my sort of mind, I think those two candle bodies there would hold any rally. So 62, 80, something like that, maybe we could get to. I just don't think so. But if she goes up there, sell her back through the 20. What if she doesn't rally? I think you can just come through nearby support. What you've come through the 20, okay? And then you've hit it and hit it again. It hasn't got through yet. So if she falls back down now, sell. If she goes up here, just sell her back through the 20. That's the way I would play it. Where are we going? This time round, 58, I do not think will hold, okay? I just feel now that, speculating buying power is exhausted, and they're just going to exit on stop. Yeah, the fundamentals are simply not bullish, and I'm just thinking they'll probably see that. So where would we go to? We should go to 52. That's when the real big speculation came in. Previous historical extremes are broken by 10 big points. I don't see why this one should be any different. From the perspective of a good risk reward trade, I think this one's a really good one, because if we do break down, you can tuck your stop back behind these two bodies here. Okay, so you've got a risk reward of about 4 to 1. Okay, that's the review of crude. We shall see how it goes. Now let's go and have a look at USD MXN. Just on the USD MXN weekly chart, very quickly to see the big levels. Now, my own view is we've got some support now at 18.50 and resistance at 19. So we've seen a drop in volatility. USD just going sideways a bit. I can't get above the 20-day moving average. Come back, but this 19 level is the real key. I think that gives way. We're going higher. If we draw a trajectory line down there, got double trend line resistance. If we get above that, I think we are going north. How far could we go? I think we're going up towards the 20 level. So the recent high here, okay, and then I think we should go back up towards there. Okay, so about 120.30. All right, so first target I think is on the cards. Second target I think can be achieved as well, because I think the fundamentals have turned against the Mexican peso. So plenty of upside. In our view, if we break out, let's go and have a look at the daily chart and look how we might play this. Right, we are on the USDMXN chart. Just before I draw my levels, CAD net traders positions. Let's take a look at them. Speculators 4.3 to 1 in terms of shorts over longs, so pretty bearish the USD. Commercials 2.5 to 1 in terms of longs over shorts, so pretty bullish the USD. Divergence 6.7. Regular viewers will know we like a divergence between the two groups, normally a 10, but in terms of historically, this is quite a big one in terms of how this pair moves. And normally, when you get divergence above 6, you can expect something in favour of the commercials. We expect the USD to rise. Now, in terms of what we need to keep in mind is the MXN is an emerging market currency, and also the MXN is a carry trade. So in terms of being a carry trade, very attractive to institutions to park money in it and try and pick up some interest rate earnings, which happens in risk on a lot. Okay, now I think we're moving to risk off. We've already got this prospect of trade wars. Mr. Trump firing the initial salvo. Mexico, obviously, part of NAFTA. Mr. Trump isn't too user-friendly to Mexico, so I don't think that's particularly good for the peso. But in terms of risk off, that isn't good for any emerging market currency. And you do have that volatility in the stock market at the moment, bit of nervousness around. Also, in terms of the USD, interest rate perceptions, I think are going to change at how quick the Fed raise rates. So I don't see the peso pushing the dollar down, really. I think we're going to get a breakout to just come to in a moment. But just draw your attention to this quote up here, which I found quite amusing. The peso is forecast to be the world's best performing major currency in the first half of 2018. This was a Bloomberg poll, and every economist or bank research department that they asked said the peso was going to be the strongest in the first half of 2018. Personally, I'd have picked the yen. I cannot see why the peso, I'm not saying it's not going to get stronger, but I can't see what's going to be the strongest currency. Let's take a look at, just very quickly, one of the groups polled and their logic. Citigroup's analysis includes the real effective exchange rate. And they say the purchasing power adjusted for inflation, which that is, sorry, the effective exchange rate. Mexico's currency is among the most undervalued by that measure when compared with its long-term average. So what? I mean, how many currencies, in terms of purchasing power, are away from their long-term average for years on end? That's just economics for the sake of economics. Yeah, for me, they're not seeing the bigger picture. Maybe the Mexican peso will be the strongest currency in the first 6 months. We shall see. I'll come back and have a look at that in July. Right. In terms of the chart, obviously when we're coming down here, that's when all these wise economists say that the dollar is going to fall into oblivion, really. But yeah, she doesn't really do that. She goes down a bit here, comes up, and she's working her way back up, okay? Now, in terms of if you're buying it on a breakout, you can see an obvious level, okay? And it's there, just below the 19 level, okay? I wouldn't come through that level at all. It's a fast-moving pair. Okay, I would let those tails get cleared out. I'd be tempted to go in above. Yeah, get that 19 level cleared out. Okay. In terms of, that's the real key weekly level. I think once that gives way, then dollar strength will be confirmed. In terms of the USD, I don't really see it going below the 20. I've drawn a trajectory line there, double bottom there. Okay, so I think this would hold any pullbacks. So you could key off that level on strength if you wanted to. But I really feel the high odds trade is coming on the breakout. Now, where would you put your stop? I think if we break out, I don't think it needs to be back behind here. I'd just be tempted to go behind there, okay? Obviously, that's if she breaks out and doesn't come a bit lower. But yeah, she breaks out behind the 1880 level. Give it a couple of points back from there. See if she runs. And in terms of, we've already seen the first target, which we've got in the daily. We've got another target above that. So, yeah, it's a decent risk reward. It's around 4 to 1, obviously, if what I think actually happens. I just feel that USD now is starting to strengthen on some currencies, okay? It's firming up. And I think, in terms of the emerging market currencies, it really is due a big move. And I think the Mexican peso could be one of the ones that is hit the hardest. Right. I think that's all I need to cover, is it? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, thanks for watching me as usual. Take care and have a good day.